All right. Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to First 15 at 8:15. This is Rich Levin. I am being recorded and posted live online right now on Facebook Live. If you haven't heard about Facebook Live, you're probably going to. They launched it, I don't know how long ago, but my son and I and Chava got together and created a Facebook strategy, a strategy that includes Facebook Live, and here we go. So, Chava, you might want to come around and do some of the screen. Today, we are going to be talking about four easy daily actions that will add 2 to 6 more sales in 2017. Now, when I tell you, man, you guys have known me a long time. You know you can trust me. When I tell you it's going to add 2 to 6 sales, it's very likely, if you do these actions, you don't have to do all 4 of them. It's very likely to add 2 or 6 more sales in 2017. So let's get started. You know, I haven't showed this slide too often, but let's talk about these 2 to 6 more sales. And those of you on Facebook Live, if you want to watch this, you can see me using my notes and everything. So time management organization, when you do these 4 daily actions, you have to have a habit, a system for starting your day, either with these actions or planning these actions. You have to have the skills to conduct these actions. You have to have the attitude and mindset to motivate you to do these actions. And you have to know what you want in order to, again, motivate you. You know, the goals, focus, and progress give you lots of feedback about your business, but they also tie right into attitude and mindset. So I don't show this slide too often anymore, but I just want you to know these 4 daily actions do require that you use the entire 4 skill sets necessary for success in anything. All right, to have your best start to 2017, we said this last week, know your goals, which means you need to have goals, contact people, be in touch with people in a communication business, and start every day with a brief session of planning. Start every day with a brief session of planning. Now, last week we also talked about your business why. What difference would an extra $20,000 in income make over the next year? But for some of you, $20,000 may not be enough. So you pick the number, $50,000, $100,000, not as income, but as extra income. What difference would that make in your life to have that extra tens of thousands of dollars of income? And that's your business why, and that's part of what drives you. That's part of your attitude and motivation. It's part of your attitude and motivation. We also talked last week about the top 3 prospecting methods for 2017. We said a home buyer seminar, because the home buyer seminar can just bring a flow of new buyers to you. We talked about expired listings, because again, expired listings could bring a flow of listings to you. And we talked about your sphere on steroids. Your sphere on steroids, being in touch with the people where most agents' business comes from. Your sphere on steroids, and we'll talk more about that today. As a matter of fact, that has become the subject of, we're over here, gotcha. That has become the subject of this week's Sphere of Influence, actually a few days last week too, is your Sphere on Steroids, your Sphere of Influence campaign. Your SOS Sphere on Steroids, or your SOS campaign is, in truth, it's a complete marketing campaign, and that marketing campaign includes a minimum of these 7 things that are on the screen. Why don't you show the screen for this one, Taba? Referral reward system, you know, we talked about these last week. But right now I want to emphasize, why is your sphere so important to you? SOS, your Sphere on Steroids. Why is your sphere so important to an agent's success? I'm going to want to slow down just a bit so I can go over this with you. Okay, why market to your sphere of influence? Why have a comprehensive sphere campaign? Because a NAR study shows this amazing statistic. It shows that real estate agents are successful with 17% of the time they work with strangers. So when you're working with for sale by owners, you're working with expired listings, you're working with people at open houses, you're working with people that you don't know, you will be successful on average among all the NAR people who answer the NAR survey, 17% of the time. But real estate agents are successful with people who know them, people in their sphere of influence, 70% of the time. So 17 with strangers, 70 with people who you know and people who refer you, I mean, it's just phenomenally more effective to market to your sphere of influence. Why market to your sphere? Because they trust you more. They believe you more, which makes every day and every transaction easier and more profitable for you. It's so obvious why your sphere of influence is the best place to spend your marketing time, effort, and money. Make sure my slides are moving. They are. All right. I forget where I got this quote from, but it said, when you are perceived as an expert, when you're perceived as, hold that still so people can see it. When you're perceived as an expert, people don't argue with you because they're eager to learn from you. You're perceived as an expert. They accept your advice. They want more of it. They eagerly listen to your ideas. They cite your ideas to others. One of my clients once said, I was sitting with a group of agents talking about teams, and I realized that everything I was saying was coming from things I'd learned from you. To me, I was so proud of that. They're proud to know you because you're an expert. They do business with you. They refer you. They want to have a closer relationship with you. Okay, you create that with your sphere. Something's happening on the screen. You create with your sphere marketing. So your sphere marketing is incredibly valuable and important to your success. I think I may even have a couple more slides to emphasize this. Work with your sphere means, matter of fact, there's a client of ours that's very, very, very successful. He made close to, generated income for his team close to $1 million this year, $980,000. Personal income to him probably around $600,000, and his team, the people on his team, made a couple of $100,000. Again, a bunch went to expenses, obviously. So he said to me, Rich, you've been telling me this sphere of influence stuff for a long time. Now, he built his business on expireds and other things, not necessarily his sphere. So all of a sudden he ran into somebody he'd sold a house to a few years ago, and they said, oh my gosh, I forgot, I didn't think of you. So here's a person who's extraordinarily successful. He's got signs all over the area, but when it came right down to it, he was losing business because of not using his sphere of influence. So working your sphere means never having to hear the question, are you still in real estate, or worse, oh my gosh, I wish that I had remembered that you were in real estate. So many reasons. When we do studies, when anyone does studies, me, now, or anybody else, of where agents' business comes from, always 50 to 70% of the business comes from your sphere of influence. So having a sphere of influence campaign obviously is extraordinarily important to your success. And we've broken down this campaign. We've measured the value of it into these 7 key systems. There are other things you can do, and we've been talking about them this week, each week. And today I want to talk specifically about 4 things, what I called earlier today, what we call them, 4 easy daily decisions. So here's the thought. Call, text, post, and or email a minimum number of people every day. Now you have a choice. My voice went up there. You have a choice. You could call 1 or 2 people, and that's all. You could call 1 or 2 people and text 1 or 2 people. You could post on social media to all the people who are following you on social media. You could email. You could do one of these things. You could do one of these things once, one of these things a few times. Create your own set and rhythm. I could tell you, contact 2 people by phone, text 2 people, post on social media, but I'm not going to do that. I will let you discover for yourselves what's your best rhythm. The key is, first thing in the morning, when you start your day, think of who you're going to call, text, or post, and then one of the first things you do as you start your day is, before you get up from your planning, go ahead and call, text, post, or throughout the day. But you decide. Let's say that you don't have any planning time. You just choose not to do that. You ignore it. You're not getting into it. Say in your mind, I'm going to contact 6 people today, and then throughout the day, just sort of keep track. You call somebody, you call somebody else, you text somebody, you post, you email. Now, who do you contact? Contact the people in your sphere of influence, your past clients, leads. Man, but really this is more for your sphere of influence, building your sphere of influence, reinforcing what they know about you. Now, again, this isn't your marketing to them with direct mail. This isn't sending them gifts like we talked about before. This is specifically call, text, post, or email. And when you talk with them, oh, look at that slide. I didn't remember that I put in here. All right, let's do it. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. Gotcha. I remember why I put this slide in here. Because when you call somebody, text somebody, be absolutely sure that the first thing you do is check in with them and see how they're doing. You know, God forbid you call in with somebody and they've had a tragedy in their life, and you're asking about real estate. Man, that is beyond insensitive. So what you do is when you call, when you text, when you email, what you're going to do is you're going to check in. How you guys doing? How's the house? How's the family? So, you know, you hear something in their voice. They say, is everything okay? And they say, not really. You know, the dog died this morning, or whatever. There's a woman cleaning there watching us, so you can say, turn to her, you can show her, say, hi. She's online right now. You should probably be careful because people might not want to, I didn't even think about that. People might not want to know they're sitting with the people they're sitting with, or they're at the airport. At any rate, sorry about that little distraction with Facebook Live. We're just kicking it off, so we will have less distractions as we go on. But the point here is check in with them and make sure they're okay. And if they're okay and they're obviously glad to hear from you or feeling good about hearing from you, then, you know, listen for intention, listen for impatience. If you hear either probe with sincere empathy or just get off the call, or you know, man, if something's going on in their life, obviously you don't want to bring up business. So my point is that you're going to call, text, post, email, being sensitive, caring more about the people than you do about, you know, your business. If you want to know what to talk to them about, take a sincere interest in them. There's no philosophy called force. Talk to them about family. How's the house? How's the people? Occupation. How's work? What's new in whatever they're doing? Recreation. What are they doing for fun? Planning anything for the winter trip? Going anywhere interesting? Dreams. Anything new that you're working on to share with them, or anything they mention to you. Say to them anything new you're working on, or that anything they mention to you that they plan on doing. So one more piece here. So one piece is that we said call, text, post, email. Decide a minimum for yourself. Start with a low minimum, 2 or 3 people a day that you're going to call, text, post, or email. You know, you can be recording that on your CRM, on your client relationship management system, on your database. But man, don't even worry about it. Just be in touch with the people you know, the people that you know you. And one last piece. There's a document in the Real Estate Grad School Library. Look up personal notes. Notes, personal notes. And it gives you a page and a half of ideas like this. Every day, write one personal note. Add that to your list of things to do every day to make sure you get that extra 2, 6, or more sales. Thank you for, you know, I had a great haircut. Show my haircut. I had a great haircut yesterday. I'm just kidding. You know, thank you for, so my barber knows that I sell real estate. You know, it's really fun to, I was with a bunch of guys last night at a party. I might have run into some guys I haven't seen in a while. So it was really fun to see you at Eric's house last night. You know, congratulations on. There's all kinds of ideas. If you just pause each day to think about the people you met the day before, you'll find a reason to send somebody a personal note. And those actions, your calls, your emails, your texts, and your personal notes absolutely will add up to an additional 2 to 6 sales. Why? Because people do business more because they like you and they trust you than because they think you're extraordinarily competent. Now, if you also show you're extraordinarily competent, you begin to hit an incredibly high and higher numbers. So the ingredient for your recipe of success today is every working weekday, I'm going to open that up just a little bit so they can really see it. Every working weekday, plan a minimum number of direct contacts with your sphere of influence. Now, if you don't have a lot of people in your sphere of influence, then every working weekday, think of somebody to call, make it a minimum, and get involved with groups and more people. Every working weekday, plan a minimum of direct contacts with your sphere of influence. 1 is fine. 3 would be better. 6 would be crazy amazing and guarantee that you're going to make a bunch more sales this year than you have made before. So if you want to hear today's webinar again, you can go to Real Estate Grad School, once you get the address on the screen, realestategradschool.com, and click on coaching and first 15. And Monday webinars are open to everyone. Invite others. If you are interested, you want to sign up for the webinar, go to realestategradschool.com, go to the upper right-hand corner, and click on free webinar, and you'll be get a webinar notice each Monday morning. If you're not a coaching client with us already, we have the most comprehensive, cost-effective coaching on earth. You learn more, have more confidence, improve your time management organization. You're clearer and more focused every day. And by the way, those are the coaching clients. We will have a live call right now at 8:30. I'm going to do it right here from the airport. And then at 11:30, we are canceling. I'm going to be actually, we're going to be in flight on the way to Lakewood, New Jersey. So our 8:30, we will have an 8:30 call right now, but not an 11:30 call. If you're interested in joining us, we would love to have you. And we'd be happy to talk to you about it. So just call or email myself, Rich at RE Grad School, or Chava. Hug the ones you love. Make an absolutely fabulous day. Thank you for tolerating us having this first day of Facebook Live. And be well. Continue to have a fabulous January and a tremendous start to 2017. Be well.